this is Adam here for 148. I didn't know about Daryl made the comment a couple days ago about troop formations and why I wasn't sending Calvary, and I said because they changed a little bit, and I wasn't positive about it. I did a little research. I always thought they changed it to be more of a buffer troop because the way it was acting, it wasn't reacting the same way when you hit somebody as you used to. And I really had to dig down. I don't think they did that. I really don't think they made it more of a buffer troop. I think they made it more of a factor, actually, as a matter of fact. But certain tiers, I think the setup is different, and that's where people were running into the issue. And I wasn't the only one running into the issue. At the same time, Daryl brought this up. Me and Hops have been talking about it before. Um, Me and Teresa have been talking about it before, and about the same time as I made the last video, we were actually bringing it up in Alliance chat. So I went and did a whole bunch of testing. I couldn't catch it on video. I happened to have been driving, doing my morning stuff because I go to work and drop off the kids and all that, and in between. And it took me a couple days to really find a guy inspired to try it. One of the other things that threw the question out was I kept getting hit, and when I got hit, I'd lose not just infantry, but also cavalry. So I went and looked. This is, I don't think it's on here, but I did this rally against the 35 on my main, and I actually used him too. But I guess I deleted the thing, but he didn't lose any cavalry, but I did, and I was like, what the heck? So I kind of figured it out. It wasn't so much they made it a buffer troop as much as they made heavy cavalry over light cavalry more important. Okay, so even then I was like, okay, so let's do some testing on this. And what I mean by that, there's actually 8 different types of troops in this game, not 4. Well, a lot of people are confused about that. It took me forever to try to explain that to people, and then finally, Revenge Game came out with a video that everybody shared all over the place, and that's one of the reasons he became so famous in our kingdom, at least, that I know of, about explaining the troop types. And I'll just explain the troop types real quick. Let me take a drink. Just a quick overview. There's actually 8 different types of troops. If you look here, under siege, for instance, there's distance and towers and rams. When it comes to range, you got archers and crossbowmen. Archers do a lot of killing. For infantry, you got warriors and spearmen. Spearmen stand behind the warriors. Alright, here's the thing we're going to talk about tonight. Light cavalry and heavy cavalry, okay? See, there's light cavalry and heavy cavalry, and as you can tell, this is going to come important later. T9 and T10 are both light cavalry. Alright. So it was the troop setup that was throwing us off because of the fact that they added T11. Now T11 is heavy cavalry. They're killers. Okay, so that's where the setup confusion was having, and I was running into, even when I was doing it in Inspire, I was running into issues. It depended on who I hit, and that's because it depended on who, if they had T12, if they had T11, if they had T10. But the setup kind of changed. I got it down to more of a science as far as what you can send more consistently. Most people aren't going to go up a tier when they're hitting a Stronghold 35 banners and research and all that is way too high for a Stronghold 31 to try to kill unless they just blow a whole ton of money on the game. But that gives you a little bit of idea of the eight type of troops, not 4 type of troops that they actually have in this game. Okay. Now this is not my particular castle. I actually set mine up already, and I'll probably go. I got it a little bit to change, so I might go over there after this to show you guys. So we're going to set up his. He has limited troop march and limited, capacity and everything. So we're going to zero this out. Because he did not. I'm going to set him up a good march. We're going to set it on number 3, November. Alright, so we're obviously not going to send Siege. Siege is great, and it was great to be in the game for certain things, but they kind of knocked it out of the game. Great for gathering, great for pillaging from somebody, that kind of thing. You might get away with sending 1,000 troops to someone's castle if they, destroy their traps. But traps is another thing they kind of killed in the game. Okay, his is limited. Okay, T1 is a stand behind group. They're not going to do a whole heck of a lot. So we'll go, actually, you know what? We'll do this step by step here. So you guys can kind of see. We're going to do infantry first. Infantry is pretty basic. Basically every other one. It's straight across the board. That's different. Spearmen stand behind warriors. Warriors are probably the more solid group of the two. I call them wave 1 and wave 2 infantry because both of them are important. You need to have wave 1 and wave 2. If your wave 1 falls, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, they'll start digging into your second wave, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Basically even and odd, but even first over odd. I like to send more first wave than I do second wave. So let's get in here real quick. I'll do this as fast as I can so the video is not like 20 minutes long. I'm not going to send a whole lot of first or second wave. T1 is second wave. I'll probably send. I like T2. I like T2, so we're going to go ahead and put 1,000 on him. 3. Some people put 1 on things. I never get that. One troop is not gonna make a big difference. T4 is not that solid. They're solid, but not too solid. So I'll probably put 500. T5. I'll put 200 on him. And you can vary these numbers a little bit. They don't have to be exact. They don't have to be exact at all. T8 I like a lot. Oh, he doesn't have, I forgot. He doesn't have 5,000. See, his troops are a little more limited than, so that's why I did it on here. This would be more of like a free players type troops. You don't want to overabundance troops because of the fact that, we're going to put a little more, even though he's a front runner troop, or, a second wave troop, we're going to put a little more on him. I'm going to save T10 for last because I want to see what's left over because I don't mess. This is my account. I don't really know exactly what's going to be left over after I try to set it up here. Okay, now range. Same thing. Crossbowmen and archers here, okay? Note to self. T6. T6 are killers. You really can't get away. You can't go too bad with just about all these. Really. There's T6. T6 are killers. Crossbowmen tend to do a lot more damage than archers, but archers are still necessary. I try to send more crossbowmen than I do archers. So we'll break that down. If you noticed. They don't go in order, unlike infantry. You got archer, crossbowman, crossbowman, archer, crossbowman, crossbowman, archer, archer, crossbowman, archer. Surprisingly, T10 does a lot of damage for being an archer, and I think that has to do with the front running troop, of the fact that they're a front running troop here. So basically, what we're gonna send. I hate this game, sometimes it's too choppy. Okay, so T2, 3, 5, 6, 8. Okay. I like the fact that they did this. It used to take forever to set up stuff until they did this whole, like to send 500 of him. 500 of him. 4. Let's send 100. 4s. T5 are killers, but they're not that great. T6 are major killers. Why didn't they send 2,000 of them? T7 aren't that great, but they're solid enough. Alright. Let's see. Let's see. T8 are archers. That's what I thought. Wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. So T8 bowman. Let's go with 1,000. Oop. Wrong line. Now, I'm going to send, let's send more than that. Let's send 7,000. Once again, I'm going to save T10 for last, because I'm not 100% sure I'm going to have, or how much I'm going to have. This is kind of going to give me an idea of what I got to build to, because I'm not 100% sure what he has as far as capabilities. Very limited. I need to speed train some of his troops, but we're getting up there. We're getting this troops back. So, all right, cavalry. God damn it. Believe it or not, it's kind of backwards. 1, 3, and then I think it's 3, 4, and then 5, 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God damn it, see, it's confusing me, it's jumping around. Okay, so 5's light, 6 is heavy. And the thing I noticed when I was sending the cavalry was the fact that, I tried to hold sending heavy cavalry only, maybe minimal light cavalry, but they still work as a team. It's almost like they work as a team. And I'll break that down here in a minute when I get to the T10. All right, so let's go heavy, light, heavy, heavy, light. All right, so let's go down over here. This video is gonna be kind of long. There's nothing I can do about it, you guys. Alright, so heavy, I'm probably going to send still 200 because T1 don't do a whole heck of a lot. Light, see, I tried sending a lot of T8 cavalry over T10 and it still didn't work. I kind of had to balance those out. But once again, I think that has a little bit to do with the whole being a front row top troop. I think that had a little bit to do with it. So T6 up. I think T6 is a light. But let me double check here. Because I want to make sure I tell you guys right. No, T6 is a heavy. That's right. That's a T5. So T6 is heavy. T7 is light. T8 is heavy. So T6. That's right, because the last two are light. So T6. Heavy. So we're gonna send. I want to send 2,000 to him. T7's a light. T8. See, this is where it gets a little tricky. I don't know how many he has. He has 4,160. Let's send 4,000. I'll probably up that later. I'm probably going to up that to probably close to 10,000. Okay, whenever I get a chance. It's a whole lot better. I'm going to minimize that. Alright, so everything's done except for T10, which I have a whole lot of work to do training wise. He's got a lot of work to do training wise. So that's that pretty much for now. I'm going to send what he has, but it's probably going to be somewhere around there, 15, and then a whole lot of infantry and bowmen. So that's going to give him some room. I'm going to have to speed train some infantry and bowmen T10 because he's real low on those. But it gives me a start to go off of. I'll go fix mine real quick a little bit. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a long video. Now, if you noticed, I did not boost his march. It's a very limited stronghold. He's probably not going to be boosting all the time. Now, see me, I dang near don't attack, period, unless everything's boosted. So, I'm about to waste probably some boost. Probably going to waste some boost showing you guys this. 43 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and use that. Alright. I did notice one mistake I made. So we'll fix that. We're going to fix this too. I was messing with this earlier. See, it's very similar setup. Except for the T8. was like I said, I was messing with it earlier for Spire. So let's go ahead and see. My troops aren't limited. I got like 4.5 million or something like that. So how much is that equal? 12,000. That's not bad because if I fully march boost, I can march more than this. It's up to 300,000. So I can adjust that on the fly. It gives me a little room to work with. However, I will adjust. I don't like T9 cavalry. I'd put that low. The T3 Bowman was low for T4. That's where my stake was. Alright, so that's just the things there. Very similar to what I put on his. His is a little more limited. I was able to add, some extra stuff out there. I'd probably put 15,000 on the cavalry up here. What I could do, as far as that, I could knock this down. 11000, done. 110. That's about right. Then when I really march boost, I can knock that up. So we'll save that there. I feel like I put it straight on Bowman. So that was my conclusion. It really depends on. I mean, there was some dependables depending on what I hit and stuff. But the setup I just had, I didn't see a whole lot of difference between. I tried a whole bunch of T8, like T8, like I just showed you. Try to compensate for the T11, and that didn't work. It did work. It wasn't a huge jump either. Like, I took off the T8, I took off some of the T8 and put some back on the T10, but I still kept a whole lot of T8, like you've seen right there, and ended up 10,000 more kills and a little bit less deaths. Ended up winning. I hit this guy probably like 9 times just playing around with him. His bonuses were very close to mine, super close. He had T11. And when I did that setup that I just did right there, I didn't demolish him, but I won. I beat him. But you're not going to demolish somebody that's going to have close bonuses. It's not going to happen. You're going to lose like 110. He's going to lose like 130,000. It's not going to be whole marches. So that's the conclusion I came up with the whole redoing it. I don't think it's so much that I thought it was the bonuses they added that changes the game, and I don't think after doing the research, I don't think it was the bonuses as much as adding in the new tiers of troops, because T11 is a heavy cavalry, which is a killer. And I actually noticed that when I was going through that Stronghold 35 that I was facing off against. I was looking at what he was killing with, and his T11 and T8 cavalry. His T11 and T8 cavalry was just destroyed mine. This is the last point. We're almost at 25 minutes. I tried to keep it down, but that didn't happen. His T8 and T11 cavalry was just ripped apart my troops. 56,000 here, and then 10,000. He didn't even send that many. I've seen worse than that. Yeah, his T9 got a lot of kills, but they got wounded a lot. So like I said, T9, these ones die first. If you notice, that's how I put them in order. Put some, and that's kind of how they work. They just set it up different. So that's why I decided send some extra T8 and some T10. Maybe it overcomes the T11 cavalry a little easier when it comes to closer bonuses. All right, this is a little longer video, so I'll catch you later.